Hello guys, Bud here with Dependable Lawn Care. Wanted to give you a quick update on the trailer. We've been either playing catch up or getting rained out, seems like ever since the season started. We've just been kind of slammed, so I've been getting a few things done, but I haven't really had time to video. For the guys that comment on how I keep my mower so clean, I just thought I would show you this real quick. One thing we do is at the end of every day, sometimes through the day, we'll take the backpack blower and just blow everything off really good. I mean, the mowers are still dirty, but it does help cut down on the buildup. You know, you just get so much stuff built up on the deck, clippings and all of that stuff, dirt and gravel, I mean, just everything, it seems like. So, you know, the mower's dirty, and it's got grass clippings all over everything, but you know, when you step back and look at it, just blowing everything off really good really helps. So anyway, one thing that I want to tell you guys about, being an upcoming video, is I've got some wheels ordered for the 61 to replace the back wheels and tires with wheels. I wish I could get them for the 52, but they don't make them in that size. So I'm probably going to play around with some different tire sizes, tread patterns, that type of thing. Maybe try to find something a little bit better for the 52 just to give it a little bit better traction. It's been so stinking wet this spring that we've actually got it stuck a few times. You know, not bad, but just bad enough that you rut up a property and then you've got to go back and fix it, seed it, you know, and it's just I don't like doing that. So anyway, so we're going to be playing around with tires a little bit, and let me get in the trailer before I ramble on for too long and show you what I've got done in here. So I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do on the hedge trimmer. The typical brackets that you get wouldn't really work on this end. It would have worked on this end, you know, the type that's just kind of like a U shape and you put a pin through it. It would work on the handle, but it wouldn't really work on the hedge trimmer part. So what I did is I took another one of my there's another one of these arms, one of the shorter ones, the upper arm, and I cut it in half, and the part that makes the L shape, I flattened that out, and that's what I made the mounting plate out of. It's just that part of it flattened out with the rubber part cut off, and then I painted it black and made it to where I could bolt it right onto my Extreme Pro Series 4-position rack. And then I just took this end of it, as you can see, and bent it into a U shape. So that's the handle part. And then on the other half of it, I did the exact same thing and bent it to where basically it holds the hedge trimmer side, and this part right here, that little plastic guide, fits right underneath the bracket, and it keeps the motor upright. It can rock back and forth, so it's not as stable and secure, you know, as the Green Touch racks, but other than being able to rock a little bit and not having a motor support, it'll at least keep it upright and keeps it right here handy. And I'll probably try to figure out something that I can do a little bit better than that, but for now, that's going to work. I mean, it is working. I've been using it for a few days now. So I got my backpack sprayer racks mounted up, and I've got my Chapin 20-volt backpack sprayer, and I've got another one ordered, and you notice I've got it in there where it's the backpack part is facing out, and I've got it waist high. These brackets are set waist high, so I can just back right up to this and put it on without having the weight of it as I'm trying to put it on and take it off, if that makes sense. So I can put it on and take it off right there in the bracket without having to take it off, set it down, turn it around, put it in the rack, all that kind of stuff. So I got those mounted up right there, and really basic. I've just got a self-tapping screw with a washer. These are 1/4 by 1 1/4 inches, and I've got them right into the metal stud in the wall. So they're right in the stud. Same thing on this one. And I've got them close together because I wanted to kind of keep this area open as I figure out, you know, what I'm going to do down the line. I've got room for growth basically, and these don't take up any room. I mean, you can see it's only as wide as the rack, actually a little less, and so there won't be any issue with having that one right there. It won't be interfering, you know, they won't be interfering with each other. So that's in. I've got one of my chainsaw cages. It's a multi-tool cage. This is for the bigger chainsaw, as you can see. The I never can remember what that is, 552 I think. Anyway, the bigger Husqvarna chainsaw is mounted up here, and it takes 4 screws to mount it up. So let me open this up for you. Okay, so the two screws on this side are in the stud, and then the 2 screws on this side are the coarse lag screws that are, I think they're 1.25 inches as well, and they're just in the plywood. But that is quite solid. You know, with those 2 being in the metal stud, and then these 2 basically are just kind of, you know, just kind of keeping it tight against the wall so there's no movement. But it's in there nice and solid, so that's mounted up. Now I've got another one of these multi-tool cages and another chainsaw, and that's going to be for an upcoming video. I actually ordered a cordless, a battery-powered chainsaw. So I've got a lot of small chainsaw work that a battery-powered chainsaw would be perfect for. So I've got one of those ordered. It's coming, and then I'll figure out where to put that other multi-tool cage for it. I've got the tool hangers, and I've got those mounted up. Now you notice they've got 4 screws as well. They're just mounted right into the plywood with the screws that are provided. The only thing that I did was added a 1/4 inch washer underneath the screw. I just like having that little bit of extra support on the screw head, but they're just mounted right into the plywood. That's another benefit to this trailer, having 1/2 inch plywood walls. Just gives me so many more options for how I can mount things. But I've got 2 of those. One is mounted a little lower, as you can see, for the tools that have a bigger head, you know, and you don't want them to hit the roof of the trailer. So they're mounted to where they can hang there but still be off the floor. And then I've got one of my old Husky hooks that I had in my other trailer for the 2 D-handled, the shovel and the large pitchfork with the D-handle. The D-handles just don't hang very well on here, so I've just got them over there separately. And then of course this one is mounted up a little bit higher for the other tools that can be mounted higher and have longer handles. So those are all mounted up. I still haven't put my fuel door in, but I'm probably going to be doing that pretty quick. I think I've got everything where I want it, and I've kind of figured out how I want to have everything. So I moved my gas cans over here. They were over there in that corner, and I didn't really like that. It wasn't the most convenient, and I wanted to get them over here close to the fuel tank, so when I put the fuel door in, I can fill all this up, fill this up, probably fill up a mower from there, and you know, just it'll work out a lot better. So moved all the fuel cans over here, and that's about it for now. One thing we are doing a little different, I started out with the blowers putting the tube up, so this tube was just resting on top of this rack, and then this tube was up here in the holder, and we found that it was just easier, a little bit quicker and a little bit more efficient to just let those hang down. They actually ride quite well, you know, they swing right up against the wall, and so they ride quite well like that. So that's what we've been doing. You know, if we needed them up out of the way, we can just throw this one up on top of the rack like it was, and this one I'm going to leave that holder up there so I can put it up if I want to put it up. You know, if we were doing something, we had to stack a bunch of grass seed bags or, you know, bales of hay or just whatever in the trailer, and we needed that wall space for some reason, you know, we can get the tubes up out of the way. But you know how it is when you get started in the season and you've got a new setup, you just kind of figure out what works, and that's kind of what we've been doing. So so far we are loving the setup, really loving the trailer. Man, this thing is just so freaking nice. Having all this extra space, you know, room to move around, room to have options on where to put things. And so somebody's gonna ask, the blue on the floor. So I went on a fire call and I had my trailer hooked up, and I had some of these bottles of Tordon stump killer, and they were standing up just like that. Instead of laying down where they can't go anywhere, it was standing up, and one of them fell off the shelf, broke the cap off, and just freaking spilled everywhere. You know, it was rolling around and spilling as it rolled, and it spilled until I think it stopped, I don't know, up in here somewhere. It ended up stopping against a mower tire, and then the rest of it leaked out. So it made a nice big mess on the floor that I never got to paint. So for the guys that wonder why I wanted to paint the floor in the first place, that's why. You know, spills, leaks, whatever, it helps you preserve the plywood and keep things clean, keep things nice. And I don't think it's going to keep me from being able to paint the floor. I did clean it up the best I could. I used some soapy water to try to scrub it, you know, and get as much of it out as I could, and it just kind of dyed the plywood. But there's no residue left, so I'll still be able to paint the plywood. It's just aggravating that I didn't get that done before that happened. But I guess that's what I get for going on a fire call with the trailer hooked up. It was just one of those deals where, you know, I thought, well, I can get there quicker if I just leave the trailer hooked up, and I should have just taken the time to drop the trailer. But anyway, stuff happens, right? So I don't want to keep you guys on too long. I'm rambling on. It's been a long day. I'm wore out. I'm ready to call it a day, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on what I've got done in the trailer and how it's all coming along. So that's it for now. Be doing a video on the Tweels pretty soon. I'll be doing a video on the fuel door pretty soon, and the cordless chainsaw, of course, the other backpack sprayer. So a lot of stuff coming up, guys, and I'll get that just as soon as I can and get those videos made and get them cranked out to you. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Get out there and make some money, and we'll catch you on the next one.